I hope you'll be able to hear me. It's windier and scat out here. Went to the mill today, and I want to show you guys what this is like here in the Northeast. Okay, so we got a warm day yesterday. What that does is it takes this stuff and turns it into pure ice. And that's thick, and it's going to take a lot to melt that. My truck spins all the way out of the driveway getting out of here. But this is dangerous stuff. I'm going to hang on to my truck as I get around here to get the package. This is just unbelievably slippery here. Okay. Now if I can do this without falling down, there's the package. So I'm going to probably shut this camera off, hang on with both hands as I make my way back to the man cave, and we'll take a peek at what's inside. I was waiting for this, and I'm excited to see what has been sent, so I'll be back. Well, I got it cut open, and it looks like things are very well wrapped in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to unwrap this off camera, and when I get back we'll see what was hiding in all this wrapping here. Can't wait to see what's in here. I just know there's something great, so I'll be back. Hey, now there's a good looking bunch of rocks fiber sawing. Now some of these I definitely can probably try to make something out of, especially this guy here. I mean, this is a big piece. Not sure exactly what it is. There's a little crud in here. Sometimes that cruddy area can pose a lot of problems, but it feels pretty clean. Rings like a bell. A little concerned about some of this area here. You can see where it's been impacted, and what that does is that sets up cracks and cones and all kinds of weird stuff in rocks. But I'm going to try it anyway. I've worked worse rocks and had great results, so that's a dandy. That's a monster. A piece like this, probably just leave it as is, just because it's probably a tool, obviously. Really a rough piece, but it's kind of thick for the width and the length. See, when you see something like that, that's pretty thick, and by the time, if you're successfully able to break that down, it's going to be pretty small. So I might leave that as is. Some of these others here, this one intrigues me here. Great big hinge. You know, when I see something like that, I just want to pop it off there in the worst way, and I think I'm going to try to get that off there. It won't be easy, and I hope this rock works as good as it looks. But yeah, I mean, this side looks pretty good and it's clean. It looks like the flakes that the Indian took off came off pretty clean and nice. So he really ran into some problems here, didn't he? Big old huge stack on there. But that's fun. Anyway, another one with a pretty good stack, but I think I can work this off. I will come from this direction and shoot this right off here. This is some really good looking, I'm thinking it's Moser-kite. I've worked Moser-kite, and I know how hard you got to hit this stuff. You got to really pop it. There is some crud in this, and maybe that'll work out, maybe it won't, but it'll be fun trying to see what happens. Oolite or sugar quartz. Now this stuff is butter, and I'm pretty sure if I don't mess it up, I can get something pretty good out of this too. So yeah, there's some real potential here, but that wasn't the only thing that was in that box. It's a pretty cool shirt here. It's from Gary. It's what he does in the summer, I guess, when he's not doing his other job. He sent me a t-shirt. Now it might be a little small for me, Gary. I actually wear a large. You know, I'm kind of a fat guy. Well, I'm fatter than I was when I was your age. Let's put it that way. And besides that, look at these tools. These are some dandy tools. I mean, this is really well worked material. You know, it looks rough and crude, but you know, obviously that stone works well. Love this one here. This is beautiful. Look at the swirls and colors. Classic of the material. That's a good one. It really is. But then look at these. These are monsters. Holy cow, I can't believe you sent these. Boy, they're so thin. You know, this is quite a mastery of stone that this guy achieved to get these down like this. Good looking stone, and I love the feel. You know, an old point has such a nice feel to it. Look at this guy here. There's kind of a little bit of sugary stuff in him. There's a classic. You found some nice points, my friend. Here's what really intrigues me. Look at that little tiny, itty-bitty little guy right there. That is really a tiny point. You got to wonder why they made it and what they used it for. But I'm really impressed with some of these other pieces too in here. Is that a rice side notch? Would I be correct if I said that? And is this sort of like a, well, I'm guessing between agate basin and Sedalia. Looks more agate basin. I'm not sure. I don't know your types as well as I should. But anyway, here's a look at what was sent in the box. And next time I flip this on, hopefully I'll have some pictures or video to show of what I made out of some of these guys here. So I'll be back with more. That is, if I don't slip and fall on this stuff first. Okay, here is my results of a day of chipping the rock that Gary sent me. And I come to some conclusions about this rock. Number one, the Indians that worked this rock were tough people. I'm telling you, these guys, to work this stuff, had to be very powerful men. And what you see here is some of my attempts at trying to thin down some of these pieces. This is a gorgeous piece of stone here, but I couldn't thin it anymore. I mean, it ran into this stuff here, which is this side of iron. It's just tough. And another one that I started working. I still may do more on this one, but I'm not sure at the moment. My hands are way too sore. Another one I tried. It was kind of going, but I was getting a lot of hinges and steps, things like that. It was just getting crunchy around the edges. That's a problem when that happens there. And it's dried out. This was probably the nicest piece, and I haven't completely given up on this, but as you can see, once again, these hinges and hard head areas are just starting to stack up on there. But all was not lost. And another theory I have is the stuff that was made into tools for like adzes and things, that was a harder, heavier grade of material, and the finer stuff that they made the points out of was definitely hand-picked to be the most workable stone. Here's my results. I made this neat little Dalton out of that sugar quartz, or I call it oolite. Actually came out pretty darn good. It's a neat little Dalton right there. Some nice flaking on it. And this is the first piece that I had success with, and this had a heck of a booger area in it. And I really had to work to get this, but I made an agate basin. This is the area right here. It's just like a piece of concrete in there. But as I was working it, I thought, I'm going to see what this resembles. And I came over to the chart here. And if you look at the agate basin here, this kind of goes right on there. Look at, is this amazing? But mine's just about, I would say, an inch longer. So yeah, this is truly an agate basin. And I think it came out pretty good. I really like the way the flakes laid into this. This is Burlington. It's a little thicker of a point, but definitely flaked out pretty good, considering all the hard work I did on it. My hands are shot today. I couldn't nap a bird point today. My hands are so sharp, beat up. But this is what those guys did with it right here. This is one that Gary sent to me, and I just wanted to show it to him because I kind of fixed the tip a little bit. It was just a nick off there, and I wanted to make it back to its original splendor. I took about 3 flakes, that's about all. Shouldn't do it, but it's a gorgeous point, and it needed to be just retipped slightly. So anyway, Gary, thanks. This is the fruits of my labor. It's just fun to work with, very challenging. When warm weather gets here, I'll be more motivated to get out here and try beating up some more of this rock. But hey, thanks for sending it, and I had a good time playing around with it. So these 2 guys right here will be coming your way shortly. Thanks again.